I'm going to start by going over Chapter 1, Biology in the 21st Century Vocabulary PowerPoint. These are words that are going to help us throughout Chapter 1 and throughout the rest of the year. Biosphere is everywhere that life exists. For us, our biosphere is Earth as a whole. Biodiversity are the differences or variety among life forms. A species is a particular type of organism that can breed and produce viable offspring. That means that these species can breed, have babies, and those babies can have babies. Homeostasis is the ability to maintain a stable internal condition. For a lot of people, you automatically think temperature. Our bodies need to stay about 98.6, but it's everything within our body, from blood sugar to blood pressure to heart rate and more. The scientific method is the development of a simple science theory through experimentation. Observation is the process of obtaining information by using the senses. This is not just sight, this is all of your senses. Inference, or to infer, is the act or process of deriving logical conclusions from premises known or assumed to be true based on factual knowledge or evidence. We are taking information from one topic and applying it to another in a logical manner. Hypothesis is an explanation that is based on observations and that can be tested. A prediction is a statement made in advance that expresses the results that will be obtained from testing a hypothesis, if the hypothesis is supported. An experiment is a procedure that is carried out under controlled conditions to discover, demonstrate, or test a fact, theory, or general truth. A variable is something that can change. It's any attribute or property of a person, event, or object that's known to vary in a given study. The independent variable is the factor or variable that is deliberately manipulated or changed in an experiment. The dependent variable is the variable in an experiment that is measured, the outcome. A constant is any factor in the experiment that usually never changes. It's factors that stay the same throughout an experiment. A control group in an experiment is a group that serves as a standard of comparison. This is what happens under normal conditions. Results in science usually is a number, quantity, or outcome obtained by performing a scientific experiment. Qualitative data is information that is difficult to measure, count, or express in any type of numerical or math term. These are going to be typically feelings, emotions, or observations. Quantitative data, like quantify, is information that can be expressed in numerical terms. Numerical data can be analyzed using statistical methods, and results can be displayed using tables, charts, and graphs. Quantitative data is any data that involves math. To evaluate means to judge and examine carefully, to estimate the nature, quality, ability, extent, or significance of something. To analyze means to examine carefully and in detail so as to identify causes, key factors, or possible results. The conclusion is the outcome or the result of an act, process, or event, a final decision, judgment, or resolution. This is essentially what you do at the end of an experiment. Support means to substantiate or to give aid or strengthen or maintain. In science, we're talking about using data as a way, or evidence as a way, to back up a theory. Modify, to make partial or minor changes to something, typically as to improve it or make it less extreme. To reject just means to throw away, discard, or deem wrong or inappropriate. Evidence: the available body of facts or information indicating whether a belief or proposition is true or valid. Valid is having some foundation based on truth and logic. Tentative means not fully worked out, concluded, or agreed upon. It's provisional. It can change. A theory is an explanation for some phenomenon that is based on observation, experimentation, and reasoning. These are large areas of science that can change over time, but have shown overall to be true over and over, such as the theory of relativity or the theory of natural selection. Laws are a generalization that describes recurring facts or events in nature. It's a rule that says under certain conditions, certain things always happen. Now, nothing in science is ever 100% proven or said to be true because it can always be revised. That's science. So a law can be revised if new evidence is found. However, it's like the law of gravity. Within a gravitational field, what comes up always comes down. Laws are very rarely ever disproven.